Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of your hosts here at the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. And today I just want to bring you a little market update. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, just let you know what's going on and, what happens, if we break through support or we break through resistance. I also want to talk about the Pi cycle bottom as well. You know that I've been talking about that for a while now, and it could signal that we are at that bottom. Today could be the day that signal crosses and we get that confirmed bottom from looking at the previous flips in history. So we'll be looking at that, and we'll also take a little look at Ethereum as well. So let's jump straight into the charts then, straight into the Bitcoin charts. And first, I want to show you this bear flag that I have been showing you for a few days now. And we have actually seen a pretty nice bounce off of this support level here. I was talking about this before we even found support here. I was looking at these two bounces here off of that support level. For me, that was a confirmation that this was a very, very good support level. And again, we found perfect support along that level, and we are seeing this slight relief bounce in that shorter term. Now, what I am expecting is to see the price come up and test this resistance. We've tested this resistance twice before, and if we do get to that resistance, the question is, are we going to break above it, or are we going to see a rejection? Now, looking at the indicators, from what the indicators are telling me, we're getting into that oversold area on the stochastic RSI and the CCI, but on the RSI, we're sort of in that neutral zone. So for me, I am a bit neutral right now for whether we are going to break above this resistance level or see a rejection. But I do anticipate we are going to come and test this level. If we do break above it, that's very bullish news, because it will sort of invalidate this bearish flag. So it would be great if we could see Bitcoin get above this resistance. And that sort of ties in with the Pi cycle bottom indicator, which I will show you in a moment as well, because I do have something to update you on with that as well. So as I said, if we can get above this and use that as support, bounce off that nicely, that will be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. But if we do see a rejection here, then we could either come back for the retest of the resistance, or we could come all the way back down to that support level. So this is something that I'm going to be keeping my eye on over the course of next week, and seeing what happens with this chart. If we zoom in just a little bit more, I've showed you this chart as well. On the 8 hour, it does say the 4 hour here, but ignore that. It is the 8 hour chart. And basically what's going on here is we are coming into major resistance on the 8 hour chart. So if you have a look at this resistance level here, you can see that previously we have lots of resistance along this level. As of right now, we are getting that test of that resistance. Now, as of right now, we are getting a slight rejection. But again, we've got around 5 hours left of this 8 hour candle. So there is a possibility that we could see a little bit more of a push to the upside for Bitcoin. But if we do get that rejection from this resistance level here, then the likelihood of it is that we could come back down and, come back down to this diagonal upwards trending yellow support line here. That's something that I think is pretty realistic. And that this sort of, links with this chart here. If we do come up and test this resistance, get a rejection, then of course, the same thing's going to happen on this chart, and we're most likely going to come down to this support level here. I do anticipate that. But if we can break above it, again, like the other chart, that's extremely bullish news for Bitcoin. If we can get above it, then I do think we're going to come and test this bigger resistance here. You can see that when we did break below this level, we used it as resistance. And again, we used it as resistance here, literally to the dollar as well. So we know that this is a very strong resistance level as well. So if we're going to break above here, then the likelihood of it is we are going to come and test this resistance again. But yeah, this whole range here is a very strong resistance for Bitcoin on the shorter time frames. So I'll be keeping a close eye on this as well, keeping you updated on Twitter. If you don't follow our Twitter, make sure you click the link below and follow us over there. I will be keeping you updated with these charts over there as well. So yeah, as I said, lots of resistance here. We just have to be a little bit careful if you are thinking about getting into a long position, because there is so much resistance. There is quite a high chance that we could see a pullback from this resistance level. So just be careful if you are thinking about getting into any of those long positions. Now, the main thing I sort of wanted to show you today is this chart here. I've showed you this chart. I've been showing you this chart for a while now, the pi cycle bottom. This is the pi cycle bottom indicator. If you haven't, seen our previous videos, basically what the pi cycle bottom indicator is pretty much, the perfect indicator to predict the bottom in history. So looking at 2018, we got this bearish cross where the green's gone above the red, and we established that bottom perfectly. You can see right here, we established that bottom when we got that cross here. Happened again back in 2015. We got that cross and it predicted the bottom perfectly. And then, for the bullish case, we flipped again, and that was a start of the bull market. And the exact same thing happened in 2019 after that 2018 bear market. So what we're looking at right now is that pi cycle bottom indicator has flipped, and we have got this indicator here that's also confirming that as well. Now, there is a possibility that we might not flip today. So the candle does close, this weekly candle does close in around 13 hours, but there is a possibility that this does not flip. And if this does not flip, what we would need to see is the price to have, a nice little push towards the upside. If the price has a little push to the upside in the next 13 hours, then the likelihood of it is that this indicator will change and the lines won't be crossed anymore. So we do need to be keeping an eye on that. Again, I'll be keeping you updated over on Twitter. If it does happen sort of earlier on in the day, before I go to bed, then I might make another video updating you on this. But if not, if it's too late, then I will just update you over on Twitter. I will be staying up and waiting to see if we can get this cross. As of right now, it looks like we are going to get that cross. But as I said, if we do get a little push over the course of this Sunday, then there is a chance that these lines won't be crossed anymore. So I'll be keeping you updated on that. Also, the MZ Bitcoin oscillator as well. We have printed this bar. I've told you before, every time Bitcoin prints a green bar on the MZ oscillator, it has perfectly predicted the bottom, and that lines up with the pi cycle bottom indicator perfectly. So you can see back here, we printed these two green bars. The first green bar was the first bottom, and then the second green bar was this bottom here. And it's happened again. So this in history has proved to me that it does signal the bottom. So for me, the MZ oscillator has signaled the bottom, and the pi cycle bottom indicator is literally about to signal a bottom. That would mean that the bottom, potentially was that $17,500 level. So, it sort of does conflict what I say about my bottom being $15,500. But this hasn't lied to us previously before. So I do think that if we do get that flip, it's pretty likely that the bottom has been in. Now, it's obviously it's not 100%. All of these indicators are never 100%. But just looking at the history, I've showed you this so many times that it has predicted the bottom perfectly for the past two bear markets. So what says it's not going to predict the bottom for this bear market as well? So that's all I've really got for you for Bitcoin. I did say I was going to take a quick look at Ethereum, and Ethereum has done something quite nice. We have broken out of this range finally. You can see this white horizontal line here. We have had lots of resistance at this level, getting rejected each time, but we have had a nice break towards the upside. Unfortunately, we just don't have the volume. I did say if we did break above this this horizontal line, I said it a few videos ago, I think, if we did break above this horizontal line here, the likelihood of it is we're going to come up and test this $1,400 level. That's exactly what we did, getting a slight rejection from that level. If I do zoom in just a little bit more to the 8 hour, you can see again, we respected these lines, this line perfectly on the 8 hour as well. And we did come up to that $1,400 level after breaking above here. But for me, the volume just wasn't there. We got very slight volume in this candle here, but, nothing that sort of gets me excited. That's the only issue that I have right now is the volume just isn't there. We had quite a lot of volume back here, but that was, more towards the downside. So what I want to see is potentially, if we're looking at the indicators, they are very, very oversold. So what I'll be looking at is a pullback back down to the support. If we can get a bounce off there and some nice volume, then I think for Ethereum, we could see a nice push towards the upside. But of course, it all depends on what Bitcoin does as well. So it would be nice if we could see, Bitcoin have that push and maybe break above this level here and then get that pi cycle bottom indicator cross, which confirms the bottom. And for me, that could be, enough indication that we are at that bottom. We want to break above here, invalidating that $12,000 target, which we have for this bearish flag, by breaking above this resistance level here, and at the same time getting that pi cycle bottom cross with this MZ oscillator green bar. For me, that's sort of a lot of confirmation that was the bottom. So we will, have to see how this Sunday ends because, if we do get quite a big push to the upside, then there's a possibility, as I said earlier, that these lines won't be crossed anymore. So I will be keeping an eye out for that, keeping you updated over on Twitter about that as well. So if you don't follow us on Twitter, make sure you follow us there. Link is in the description. And that's sort of all I've got for you today. As I said, if anything else exciting happens today, I will go live again and, bring that information to you. But if you did enjoy this little market update on the TA side of things, then make sure you smash that smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed to us, make sure you subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next live.